So, we need to get a 108.37 here. Alright, let me remind myself of what we need to do in this stage. Oh boy, it's this one. Okay. This is probably fine. I just need to, I just need to be, well practiced, I think. I think practice is gonna be the thing. Because that's pretty much what these time trials come down to, is just playing the levels enough to know where I need to run and how I need to run things. And that's also part of why I figure we start with some of the earlier stages, because these aren't quite as much of a long haul as the Stormy Ascent. Stormy Ascent being a 4.5-minute time for a gold makes it a bit of a intimidating endeavor, as if the stage itself wasn't already intimidating enough on its own just to actually complete it. I need that. I need that time box there. Oh, I missed this one here. Completely overlooked this one. Yikes. Well, that shakes up the routing a little bit. Definitely gotta be mindful of that. These jumps, I had already forgotten how finicky some of these jumps can be. Like, I've really got to be jumping toward the very edge of platforms. I do not have room to be sloppy with these. There's just no real margin for error on some of these jumps. So I gotta be real careful. Gotta be real careful with these. Make sure I'm not taking any of these jumps for granted. I can jump straight to this one at least. Here, I need to make sure that I snag that. Much better. Just jump straight down here because we don't need to worry about that platform. And just keep on going. Let's see what kind of time we end up getting here. Is it gonna be enough? Who knows? Is it good? It is not good enough. I think I'm missing a cycle. I need to be faster on a certain cycle somewhere along the way, because that's a lot of time I need to shave off. Like, what, 3 more seconds? That I'm just completely missing. I need to be making up more time somewhere. I'm wondering if that's something. Does going over to the right benefit me in any way? Let's find out. Because maybe it does. Does going over here give me more crates? Okay, there's nothing over there. So that platform is not worth the time. Go over there and activate it. Good to know. Gotta make sure I know these things. Alright, there's gotta be some cycle or something that I'm taking too cautiously then. That jump in particular is a tough one for me too. Let's see. See if I can identify, because there are some cycles where I've been hesitating, and with some of the required times being as strict as they are, I can't really afford to. Yeah, like right there, that already is a good amount of time save. And I'm using my masks up too. I gotta remember I have these masks. I can use those to buy myself a little extra time. Anywhere that there's a clearly identifiable time save, if I just power through and tank the damage, I should be taking those opportunities. So yeah, that one I could probably just jump a little more directly forward into the level rather than kind of doubling back. Let's see. Let's see if that was enough time save to make it. Aww, I slipped. But that was definitely a better run. I've identified some places where I can improve my run for sure. So let's put that into practice. Yeah, these jumps are really sketchy. I am not a fan of those. Ooh, I didn't even take the damage there that time. And that's ideal for me. And I can afford to take the damage there because I'm not really taking damage much anyplace else. Yeah, just go through there. Push through there. See, I'm just barely jumping over these guys. Yeah, like there, I probably could just jump further forward. Kind of cut the corner rather than wrapping back around. Possibly. Possibly. I just need to make sure that I'm, just baseline platforming correctly too. Probably make that jump. That'll help. That'll help. There we go. And like I said, we'll be fine with a gold for now. I'm not gonna worry about getting all the platinums on every level for right now, just because we've been on Crash, the Crash Trilogy, for a fair bit. So I think being able to say that we got all the Steam achievements is that's a pretty good place to be able to leave it off, I would think. So let's see. We've basically just got the lab, which, oh boy, this one's gonna be fun. Because this one apparently has a really, really tight time window. And of course, we also have Stormy Ascent. But we'll get to that. Let's take a look at the lab and see if I can get an idea of what sort of run we need to be putting together. Because I think the biggest obstacle for me with this level is going to be dealing with electricity, like electricity hazard cycles. Like if the hazard cycles are off, then we're basically we're just in trouble, no question. Like, what do I do about that? I kind of have to wait it out. That looked kind of funny. Just clipping straight through. Because I don't think I can jump over. I don't get enough height to do that. Which is a real shame. because waiting for that electricity does eat up some time. Some time that would be much better saved elsewhere, and that's gonna be a problem. That's definitely gonna be a problem. Excuse me. Don't even need to worry about you. Excuse me. This one, I think I have to be able to hit it from behind. I have to be able to hit that crate without hitting the TNT. I think that's what I need to do there. I don't think I can wait for the TNT blocks to detonate. That's gonna take too long. That's also unfortunate. Right, I gotta remember I can let the TNT blocks just... I can let the TNT just detonate on those crates, and it still gives me the benefit. So I have to wait. So yeah, just remembering stuff like that is gonna be important for me. Okay, grab this. Is that... So yeah, that'll blow up the remaining crates, so I won't have to worry about them. Okay. Deal with that. Hello, sir. There's also this. I can jump over there, though, which is useful. That's definitely very good for me to know. Yikes. Oh, that's gonna be rough, too. Okay. I see Twitch is gonna run an ad here, so let me kind of take in and process what I've seen here so far in the level. We'll let Twitch run this quick ad here, get it out of the way, so that it's not interrupting one of our runs. So let me ruminate over what we've seen so far for this stage, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Let's keep on getting some attempts in here by restarting, because we're gonna need to be on our usual cycles for things like this. Kind of wondering, there's got to be a way to get around these things, because waiting for those is going to eat up a lot of time over the course of the whole run. There might be something. I think that's the kind of thing where I'd have to watch somebody else run through the stage to really pick up on that sort of thing, though. Best I can do is just try to minimize the amount of time that I'm waiting. But I can do that around here. That could save me a little bit of time because I don't have to wait for the floor. That also helps. Oh. Ooh. Spicy Mamba Jamba. Well, that was not my favorite bouncy bouncy bounce, but we got the gold, and that gives us all golds on all of the original Crash Bandicoot levels, because Stormy Ascent is treated separately for the sake of achievements, because it was like an additional bonus that was added to the trilogy version of the game specifically, from my understanding. Like, I think I think this was a cut level from the original. Maybe it was cut due to difficulty. Like it was considered too difficult for players to get through, perhaps. But in any case, it was added here as a bonus, so it is treated separately as its own thing. That's why in the progress menu we have 27 out of 26 clear gems. Because Stormy Ascent's clear gem is treated as basically a bonus or extra. Stormy Ascent's the only thing in Crash 1 that we have left to do at this point, basically. It's the only time trial that we still need to get a gold or better relic. Now, I'm still not feeling particularly spicy enough to go for that right now. So what I'm going to do is begin consulting the list of achievements on Steam here to kind of go through whatever we need to clean up in Crash 1 in terms of miscellaneous achievements, because there are a few. There are a few that we don't have that we can easily clean up. Just a couple of little things that just never happened while I was actually playing through. So we can take care of those right now. I'm just double checking to make sure I've got them. I think most of the ones that we don't have that are kind of in that miscellaneous category are in Crash Bandicoot 3. There's a bunch of little bonus achievements in Crash 3. So we'll pop over there eventually. But for now, there's 2 achievements left in Crash 1 that I don't have. And I think one of them we can get in this second stage. Now, the only reason I grabbed the time trial here is so I can do this. Literally just dying to that plant in that way as Crash, that's an achievement right there. So that's one of the 2 achievements besides Stormy Ascent time trial that we didn't get for Crash 1 yet. So we can take care of that. The other one involves us playing as Coco, which is also something I only did very briefly in, I think I did a little bit in Crash 3 and a little bit in Crash 2. So basically any of the Coco-related achievements for all 3 games, and there are achievements relating to Coco in all 3 of them. Any of those I would not have gotten because I basically just didn't play as Coco enough. So basically all we gotta do here is just defeat 5 enemies with Coco's spin. So there's 1. There's 2, maybe 3. We'll find out soon enough. Just try to make this a little bit faster here. So that's 3 or 4. Yeah, it's probably only the ones I actually hit with my spin directly. Now there should be enemies down this way. Yep, there you go. Defeat 5 enemies with Coco's spin. So that's that one. So that cleans up all of the Crash 1 achievements that aren't, like, the only one we have left now for Crash 1 is just get a gold or better time on Stormy Ascent. So we'll come back to that one a little bit later. since that's going to be the most difficult achievement that we go for, no question, I'm just gonna real quick pop in, grab a time trial, and die, and hopefully this saves this stage as my selected stage so we can just come back to it real quick later. It's the idea anyway. It won't even let me fall off the stage, so I'm gonna have to actively go locate a threat here. Hello, sir. Thank you. Now I can leave. And then saving here, hopefully this will make it so that when we come back here, we'll just be right on top of Stormy Ascent. We do also have 104% now. So let's head over to Crash 2. Just clean up some of the miscellany over there. So Crash 2, I think, is going to be our most completed Crash game just by default because we have all the platinum time trial relics already. Which, considering that I'm not sure if we're going to be doing the same, I don't know how long it's going to be until we do the same for the others. I'd say that's pretty good. Oh, up there. I need to go up. Because I need to go get Coco. So we need Coco for Crash 2 as well. Hello. Join my adventure. Swap over to you. Let me just go double check the Steam achievement list here real quick. And double check what I need to do. Ah, yes. We are also going to have to just temporarily start a new game of Crash 2. Just for one specific achievement. So yeah, there's just a couple of things we need to do here as well. Now, we already took care of the achievements in this one related to Crash dying to specific enemies. So there's only 2 achievements in Crash 2, which feels very numerically fitting. So real quick, let me just go into a stage. Now, the Kogo related achievement in this one is very similar to the one we just dealt with in the other game, in Crash 1, except this one we need to use our we need to use this attack specifically for like body slam, or her equivalent, the double leg drop. We just need to do that on 5 enemies. So there's 3. There's 4. There's 5. Okay, so we got that one dealt with. So now what we need to do is we need to start a completely new file, because one of the achievements can only be done using a stage that we haven't beaten yet, and since this file has them all completed, we're gonna need to just real quick start a new game file. And we'll just take care of that from the main menu here. And I think we should also get some dialogue around it. So, new game. Disable autosave. We don't need it. We don't need the autosave. We're just gonna pop in here real quick. There he goes. Okay, so we just gotta finish up our 1 level here. Our little introductory course. I'm not gonna worry about grabbing the boxes or anything. We're just gonna... Oh, I missed the slide jump so much. Oh, I'm flying. It's like taking the training weights off. Oh, man. I need a little bit of levity before going into Stormy Ascent. I think this is gonna be just what the doctor ordered. Just what the Dr. Cortex ordered. Okay, so what we need to do for this achievement is basically we need to enter and exit a level multiple times without grabbing the power crystal. I don't know how many times specifically. I would assume... Hello?
No, Crash. I said bring me the crystals. Now, get back in there.
Okay, sorry, I'll go get your power crystal. You don't gotta be so mean about it, man. I'm just trying to help. I mean, I take one step out there and it's raining. I don't want to go out in the rain. I don't like getting wet, so I just want to come back home. I just want to go back to the hub where it's not raining. It's all nice. It's all nice in here. Don't be like that, Cortex.
No, Crash. To save the world, I need crystals.
I know.
Crystals! One more time. They look like this. Crystals, Crash. Go back through one of those doors and bring me crystals.
I'm sorry. Fine, I'll go back. But it's raining, and I don't like it when it's raining. What are we doing here? Man, it's still raining out here. Are you sure you need me to get these power crystals? Because I don't know if going out in the rain is worth it. I mean... Aku here has some pretty good magic on him. I think we could probably have him help save the world or something. I think the power crystals are not really the answer here.
Look up at the doorways. There is a big crystal-shaped slot. Fill all 5 crystal slots in this warp room by retrieving 1 crystal from each of the 5 areas. Only after we have filled all of the slots in this room can we continue on our quest. This is the last time I remind you.
Okay, so that's that achievement. Just have to hop in and out of a level 3 times without grabbing the crystal. And Cortex is not happy. He is quite an upset fellow. But yeah, you could see why I didn't grab that achievement along the way either. Just little achievements like that. Just little things here and there that just didn't happen while I was playing naturally. So now we'll take a little bit of an extended visit to Crash 3. Because while we're here, not only do we have several achievements to track down, but we've also got just a couple of time trials that we need to get a gold or better. Some things that we still have only a sapphire on. Namely, 2 of them. But Crash 3 has a lot of achievements that are tied to dying to specific enemies or performing some kind of specific actions that involve, you know, shooting chickens. I don't know if shooting these guys counts, no. Oh yeah, we have the running shoes too, I gotta remember that. Oh, the running shoes! Man, playing Crash 3 is such a liberating experience after... We gotta do that, I think. Maybe? Let me double check the list here. Because I didn't want to go through and look up like exactly what I needed to do for them. But some of them have kind of generic titles. I'm trying to think of what this could be, because the achievement that I was aiming for here is titled Warts and All, and I thought that would be related to the frogs here, because that just kind of made sense to me. But I'm wondering if there is a different sort of frog or something that I need to interact with for that specific achievement. So not these guys, not the swordsmen, because I feel like part of the fun of the achievement is, you know, looking for how to do it. Okay, so it's not in this stage. Neither of the achievements I would be looking for are in this stage. There is one related to, you know, like how we shot that chicken earlier. There is an achievement related to shooting something 5 times in a single stage. I have an idea. I'm thinking maybe what we need to do is... Where is the stage with the wizards introduced? Where do they introduce the wizards? I think this will work. I think maybe what we need to do is get taken out by the wizard. I have not done that in a long time, so I don't remember what the death animation for it is. That might be what I'm missing. That might be the magic ticket there. I just have to get around these guys and actually make it to one of the wizards. I know the stage's got one. I saw it in the teleporter. We just have to actually get there. There you are. I'm thinking if we get hit by one of his little magic bubbles. There we go, that popped it. Okay. Now, I didn't see a lot of chickens or anything in this stage. And the achievement icon does show something very avian. So I think there's an earlier stage, an earlier medieval stage. This one. This is what I was thinking of. I was thinking of this stage. I'm thinking this one might have... I suppose... For safety's sake, I may as well grab the, Oh, did I already go past it? It didn't like me going too far past the time trial clock. I forget that it despawns if you go too far into the stage. So let me go back in. I like to activate the time trial just to make sure I'm not losing any lives. I can just kind of reset the level, not have to worry about that. Excuse me. Yeah, it didn't seem like I could shoot these Twitter birds. Because they're like that kind of shade of blue. I'm trying to think, because... yeah, like I can't target them. The only place I've seen a chicken was that first stage. Oh, never mind. I just need to get far enough away that his magic can't reach me. But my shots can reach him. What? I'm sorry, sir. Your robes? Your robes? I did not realize. I apologize. That feels worse than just outright finishing him off. Just having him, like, go away entirely. Alright, let me run through here. Try to find... yeah, I can't take out the bazooka, and I need to shoot this guy, so we gotta wait. Can at least enjoy some cool tunes. Some pumping beats. Seeing that thing blow up is just tragic. I don't know if there are like chickens off to the side of the stage where I can't really see them very well. That's the most chickens I've seen in one level though, so let me pay a bit closer attention to the sidelines. Because it says shoot 5 of these in a single stage. That's the description for the achievement. And since the icon looks, you know, pretty much like a chicken, it looks to be of that type of shape. But I only saw 3 chickens in this stage. There's one. So it's gotta be somewhere where we can actually, you know, shoot it. I'm just trying to take a look around and see if I notice one anywhere. There's one. I don't see any around here. I'm not seeing any there. I'm really trying to keep an eye out here in case there's some like outside of the standard level area. I don't see anything. And yeah, shooting at these guys doesn't do anything, to the best of my understanding. Well, I know we've got some other achievements we can look into. We can circle back around to that one. I know that one other one we could do is in one of the later Egyptian style stages. I think where we want to go. I guess we could find one in the bug light stage. There's got to be one earlier stage that's not quite as time sensitive. Tomb Waiter. this one I think we could do. So there's another achievement here related to dying to a specific enemy. So we just gotta try to find one in here. It's that guy. I think we need to die to the full sarcophagus version of it, not the one like showing there with the half spikes. So I'm curious if we can actually find one in this stage that we can find one that has the full sarcophagus still on it, or if we're just completely out of luck on this particular stage. And do a little bit of safety strats there. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to wait here. Yeah, I don't see one in this stage. I think I need to go to an even earlier one. Because I think those guys are supposed to be like a shake-it-up alternative. To be like, oh, you thought you knew how the mummies worked? Well, here's a different kind. Sphinxinator. Now, this one we are going to have to... I'm going to have to think about this one, because there is another achievement that's related to a Sphinx. And the only thing the achievement says is, have your bazooka ready. The achievement itself being called Riddle of the Sphinx. So I'm not entirely sure what to make of that. So I think we need to die to this guy. No? Not that guy. I think there's a version of the mummy that's not fully in the sarcophagus, but also doesn't have the spikes, right? I think. There's you, but I'm not interested in you. Because the achievement itself, I believe, is called Under Wraps, which I feel like that would imply a pretty specific type of enemy. So let me see, what happens if I hit these guys? Yes, you. That's what I needed. He just kind of shakes me around a little bit. That was the achievement. Okay. So we've gotten that. Let me take another look at the list here. See what else we've got going on. Crash 3's got a bunch of these. Okay, let's see. The Riddle of the Sphinx. All it says is, have your bazooka ready. So, as much as Sphinxinator would imply a certain thing, I'm trying to think of... there's a stage, there's an Egyptian level where we're outdoors. We start outdoors or something, and we're not in darkness. Is that a bonus level? Is that one of the secret levels down here, maybe? Because I swear there's one where we start outside, and we have like a snake in front of us at the beginning, but it's not darkness, like in the bug light one. It's none of these. So it's gotta be one of the standard stages. Yeah, like the actual execution of the of the achievements would be relatively trivial, but actually locating the stage, that's gonna end up being the trickier part of this. Maybe it is in Sphinxinator. Maybe we should just go through this stage for a bit and see if there is a different Sphinx, because the Sphinx that's shown in the achievement icon is one of the Sphinxes that has Cortex's face on it, not one of these guys, not one of his I guess underlings. Man, being able to double jump, it's all this mobility, it's insane. It's alright, not a big deal. Excuse me. I'm looking for a Sphinx. I can't remember if there is one at the end of this level. Because there might be a portion right at the end where we go outside. Just anything that's, you know, Sphinx related would be a deal. Oh, there are those urns though. I think I'm gonna go through without the time trial. So I want to have the checkpoints, because we're going to need to be at the... We're going to need to get to those monkey jars. So we actually do have something we need to do with that monkey type enemy as well. Whoops. I gotta be a little more careful than that. I'm getting sloppy. Making careless mistakes. I'm gonna want these checkpoints just in case. Okay, grab these. There's an extra life, thank you. Because we're gonna need to do something with those monkeys. I don't know exactly what, but the achievement description gives me a little bit of an idea of what we'll need to do. So I think what we need to do is just dodge the monkey for a while. I think we just need to, you know, be here for long enough and not get hit. I assume, based on the achievement description, that this is what would need to be done, but I can't say I know that for sure. Oh. Yeah, he actually just straight up gave up. I'm gonna try breaking these now. Oh, look at him. He's ascending. Wow. He achieved nirvana. He's really done it. He's reached enlightenment. So that was one of the achievements we needed from an Egypt style level. One of these tomb levels was specifically related to that type of enemy. Tomb Waiter, I think this one maybe has an open area at the end. I cannot remember. There's also a possibility that maybe there's something tied to one of the, gem routes or something. That maybe the Sphinx I'm looking for is on one of the gem routes. That is also a possibility. I'm gonna take a look through the normal level first. Just do my due diligence here. And then we'll explore alternative routings later. But let's see, because I need to look for a Sphinx in here somewhere. And that's probably only going to be in one of those, open areas. Because I think we need one of those, like, outdoor Sphinxes, one of the big ones. This level does not have one. Okay, fair enough. I'm trying to think, there's a different stage, a different tomb stage that's not, like, it starts outside and then goes indoors. Is it earlier? Is there an earlier one, maybe? Like, where is it, I wonder? I don't think it would be this early. No. Because it's not Bug Light. That's not the one I'm thinking of. I don't know that there's any other... I don't know that there's any other, tomb-style stages. So I guess we'll check out Bug Light. And we'll see if it's in here. Because whether or not this is the one I'm thinking of, this is, Huh. I guess this is the one I'm thinking of. Let's see. Riddle of the Sphinx, huh? Riddle of the Sphinx, have your bazooka ready. That's the achievement title and description. So I just need to find a Sphinx. And have my bazooka ready, I guess. Some sort of riddle. I don't know what that pertains to. But hopefully, we'll find out. And ideally, I won't have to look it up or anything to figure it out, but if it comes to that, then we might end up doing that. I'm just trying to look out for a Sphinx, because that's not quite a Sphinx. I need the one that has a Cortex face on it. At this point, I'm starting to think that it might be one of the ones that's on a gem path. 'Cause I don't think there's anything on the way through here that I'm aware of. Really trying to look at it. No, I don't see anything. It's gotta be on one of the gem paths then. Maybe we go back to that first stage? Because there's definitely, like I can see in my mind, like, the Sphinx that I'm trying to locate. I just don't remember where exactly it is. So it's a little bit of trial and error to find it again. It's like, I can picture the Sphinx. I remember what it looks like and all that. I just do not remember exactly how to get to it. Like, where is it located is the question. I don't know if it's on the death route or not. I'm gonna check it out. Because one of these alternate routes, one of them leads to an outdoor exit. I know that for sure. Something leads outdoors. I just need to figure out where that something is. I wonder if it's down here. We'll find out one way or the other. Just kind of wait here. Not much we can really do about the water. I gotta wait again. I do love the intensity of this music, though. Certainly makes the death route much more exciting, I suppose. Well, that wasn't it. What other stage? Kind of gem route, I wonder. I guess maybe? I feel like it would be in this stage somewhere, considering that I'm looking for a Sphinx, and the stage is literally called Sphinxinator. Maybe if I go down this way. Maybe it's over here somewhere. Excuse me. This takes me over here. Fair enough. I still think there's a gem route on this stage somewhere that I need to double check. One of these tomb stages definitely has a gem platform that I need to verify where it actually goes. There you are. Alright, are you down here? Is this where the Sphinx is? Is it down this gem route? I have no idea. I hope it is, because this is one of the most painful sections in the entirety of Crash 3. Honestly, this one gave me a lot of trouble going through the first time. Don't think I've ever died in the ceiling before. Aw, it got me dirty. Thank you for the mask. I'm gonna need it. Well, that didn't work out either. I swear the Sphinx better be back here after all this. 'Cause otherwise, I have no clue where it is. But either way, we'll find out. Ah, I just barely didn't make the jump. It doesn't even look like it's back here. Where is the Sphinx? I can't even remember. I think I'm gonna have to look and see like where it actually is. Because like even just finding the thing is hard enough. I don't know. I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of like looking for it though. I feel like looking for it is part of the challenge. I don't want to completely trivialize it and make it like a throwaway achievement for no reason. So if it's not any of those stages... Excuse me for 1 second. If it's not any of those stages, then... Which one is it? I can so clearly in my mind see like a tomb-style stage where I'm running outside in the sand, you know, like the start of Bug Light, but it's during the daytime, it's like daylight out. Where's that stage? For some reason, my brain is just not putting together where it is. So I gotta look through the entire level list again and make sure I'm not just... There you are, Tomb Time. This is the thing I'm looking for. This is what my brain has been trying to tell me the whole time. This is the Sphinx. It's gotta be. Do I just shoot it? Do I shoot it in the nose? Because it says Riddle of the Sphinx. Have your bazooka ready. I don't know what that means. I feel like that would mean something with one of those sphinxes. I don't know if the stage has multiple. We know there's one at the beginning, so let's keep that in mind. I'm gonna ignore the checkpoint boxes for now. But let's see if the stage goes back outdoors again. So I'm curious if maybe there's something to that. Because if there's another Sphinx later on, that could be what we're looking for. Now, shooting that Sphinx doesn't seem to do anything. That opens up... So that's like a little mini Sphinx. That one doesn't have the... That one doesn't have Cortex's face on it, though, so I'm less inclined to explore it as a related Sphinx. But we can at least remember that it's there in case it does come into relevancy later. That was sloppy on my part. I thought I could make that jump. So is there anything defining about this Sphinx that would make it particularly interesting? Because I just kind of shoot through it if I just shoot at it directly. I don't know if there's anything... I can shoot the time trial clock? I can shoot that? Huh. Did not know that. That's a new one. Well, I kind of want to be able to use the checkpoints to see if there's a Sphinx toward the end of the level. Since I neglected to do so the first time, I'll have to make a bit of a run back. Not a huge deal, though. It's all in the thrill of the hunt, right? It wouldn't be quite as interesting if we already knew the answer. So I say we keep searching. So honestly, there's no reason to really just like straight look it up. We haven't even really searched everywhere yet. So I'd say, since our options aren't quite exhausted yet, I'm inclined to say we keep searching. We keep searching for ourselves. Rather than looking up where the Sphinx is. Though that is the other thing. Even if I do need a bit of a pointer on where the Sphinx is located that we're trying to find, at least knowing which one we need to be looking at specifically, if there is multiple. I would hazard to say that that would be all the information that I would want. What I actually do with the Sphinx is something that I would not want to spoil for myself. Now, there was an alternate path in that stage, so I want to go that way and make sure that the alternate path doesn't lead to another Sphinx. Actually going and shooting this Sphinx doesn't seem to show anything of interest occurring. The shots just kind of go right through and don't really do anything. So we're just gonna take this and go. Thankfully this time we got our triple mask, so we could just kind of push through a lot of stuff without a lot of the extra hassle. Well, that was marginally unfortunate. Ooh, almost jumped the gun there. Just a little bit. This brings us back onto the main path, I forgot. Okay, so there's no extra route then. So that's the only Sphinx that I really know of that's, you know, got the Cortex face on it. So I suppose I should consult some additional literature for a second. And just double check that I'm on the right track at all by even looking at this specific Sphinx, and that there isn't anything else. Okay, so that is the Sphinx. This is the Sphinx we need to be looking at. That's all I really wanted to confirm. Beyond that, it's a riddle. So we need to figure out what we need to do, because we need a bazooka. The description of the achievement tells me that much. What am I to do with the bazooka is the question. Am I shooting these? Okay. Don't really see anything that really specifically stands out. Let me get rid of these crates. Because I'm wondering if there's anything targetable besides that clock. The only thing I can really think is, oh, aha. There are some extra lives hidden in it. Okay. Well, that kind of works as a win-win, because I needed those extra lives anyway. So that solves the riddle of the Sphinx, then. That works out. Okay, we're doing pretty decently on cleaning up achievements here. I see Twitch is going to run another ad break here. So while we get that out of the way, I'm going to consult the achievement list again and just see where we need to head to next. So we will be right back. All right, hello everyone, welcome back. So we've got 2 more achievements that aren't time trial related. So I think I am going to take a little bit of extra information on one of them, because the other one is just a Coco related easy one that we just need to play as Coco and do a pretty simple thing. I just want to make sure that I know. Okay, it is level 1 that we need to go to, so I was on the right track initially. Oh, nice. If I don't let him wipe it off, he actually still has the Wumpa fruit, like, splattered on him. That's pretty cool. Nice attention to detail. So it's like an actual texture that gets applied to him rather than just being a part of the animation that goes away when the animation's interrupted. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we're gonna need Coco. And I'm going to test something with her real quick. Since we need to go to level 1 anyway, we can use this for both of the achievements, honestly. But let's see. Can Coco use the Fruit Bazooka? Yes, she can. Which means chicken's on the menu. We do need to find the chickens in this stage. I just wanted to confirm that this was the correct stage to do that. And then there's an achievement for getting getting five enemies defeated with, they call it Coco's Hurricane Spin. So I'm assuming that's the extended version of her standard spin. So doing that. Oops. It's not what I wanted to do. So I'm trying to keep an eye out for chickens, I assume is the thing. I don't want the extra mask. How far out of the way would these chickens be, do you think? So I haven't seen any other ones so far. So there's the 5 enemies with the Savage Hurricane Spin. Well, there's the Primal Crash again. I don't see any other chickens. I haven't seen a single other chicken in the whole stage. But supposedly this is where the achievement is gotten. So mayhaps I take one more quick peek at the information. Just one little tiny peek more. Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting. So, this achievement's slightly different than what I expected it to be. Let me switch back out to Crash real quick. Just because that's what I'm used to. But level 1 is one of these places that you could do this. I imagine this probably would also work in the other stage that there's a chicken. But basically, you just need to shoot a chicken 5 times within the same level. And I think this is what is said to be the way to do it. I don't know if I would have figured this out. Assuming that this works, of course. It does. It does. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know if I would have figured that one out. So now I think that just leaves... the time trial achievements. Yeah, get all gold or better in Crash 3 and get a gold or better on Stormy Ascent in Crash 1. That's it. Those are the only 2 achievements that we don't have as of right now. So, depending on what stages we have left in Crash 3 that need a gold or better, we may or may not have our work cut out for us. Bearing in mind that we are happy enough with a gold right now. We can come back and get platinums at a future date. Right now, I mainly want to clean up for the sake of Steam achievements being my completion criteria for the time being. Because I don't want to get too burned out on Crash Bandicoot since I do want to play Crash 4 at some point in the near future. So I have to figure out which stages were the two that we still had sapphire relics on. Because there are only 2 stages that are not a gold or a better. And I have to remember which ones they are so I can gauge how difficult it's going to be to get them. It's not Sphinxinator. Thankfully, it's not that blimp stage. It's not that water stage. Future Frenzy is totally clear. Tomb Waiter's good. Where are these last 2 relics? They might be the bonus levels? Maybe? Gone Tomorrow is fine. Orange Asphalt is fine. Flaming Passion is fine. Mad Bombers has a gold or better. Yeah, I think it must just be 2 of the bonus stages then. Huh, which ones? Because only a couple of these are actually, stages. And not just secret entrances to a separate level entirely. I have that one. How is it that we have 2 sapphires and I haven't seen either one? And it says we have 2 sapphires, but which ones are they? Huh. I'll have to take another closer look, because maybe looking at the platinums are kind of blending together with the sapphire. And it's kind of hard to tell them apart. I know we got all platinums there, so we don't have to check the first world. I guess what we could do is anything that looks ambiguous on whether it's a platinum or a sapphire, we could just check the scoreboard time. Or, oh, even better. If it's a gold, then we can display target time. So if it's a sapphire, we should be able to display the target time. If it's a platinum, we can't do that. So let's look through and see if any of these... Oh, I just had a thought. I forgot about the secret levels, like the stage within a stage relics. Oh no. Oh no, I forgot about those. Hang on. I gotta remember how to access those, because that's the problem. I forgot about those having time trials. Let's see. See, I forgot about the Egipus Rex stage and the Hot Cocoa stage. All right, okay. I remember how to access the stages now, so let's give this a shot. I know we need to go to Dynamite. This one is the one I really felt like I needed to look up again to remember exactly how to get to it. Because this one's a little bit on the complex side. Or, I guess not so much complex as, not necessarily the most intuitive. Egipus Rex has a very unconventional access point. It's one of those things that would normally kill you actually sends you to a secret kind of secrets. Similar to like falling in a pit for one of Crash 2's secrets. Actually being falling into the pit doesn't kill you, it actually sends you to a secret area. I always feel kind of mixed on secrets like that. Where it's like, yeah, it's a clever place to hide the thing, but it is also marginally unintuitive. And I don't know how important making it be intuitive versus making it, you know, hidden. There's certainly a delicate balance to strike with that sort of thing. So like, you saw that pterodactyl got me? This one, I need that one to take me. I need that second pterodactyl to grab me. Not the first one, not the third one, specifically the second one. Because for some reason, instead of being a death, like the other pterodactyls, this one takes you to a secret stage, for whatever reason. So this is the one where we needed to get a better time. This is one of the two stages where we need a gold or better, because we didn't have it before. Well, that's unfortunate. It's probably still doable without, especially if they give me additional opportunities to reacquire him, which is awfully kind. Is that fast enough? Hey, we got a platinum. Hey, there we go. 30 relics of gold or better. Because, again, well, it's kind of weird because like Crash 1, the relic does count in the total. Like the clear gem from Stormy Ascent would count toward the 26 for the all clear gems path in that Great Hall area. Thing is, unlike Crash 1, for whatever reason. Oh. Well, there you go. That's the last clear gem. I guess we needed to get 30 gold relics or better. That gives you the last clear gem. So, hey, another mystery solved, I suppose. But yeah, for some reason, unlike Crash 1, which, you know, sequesters Stormy Ascent to its own achievements that are specifically related to it, like it has its own individual clear gem and gold or better time trial relic achievements. For some reason, Crash 3 doesn't do the same thing with future tense. I don't fully understand why that would be the case, but I suppose that's just how it is. I believe the other stage we needed to go to was Orange Asphalt, was it? Hello there. Welcome on in, Jay. It's going all right. We're mainly just delaying the inevitable. Because I had a bunch of miscellaneous achievements to clean up for things that are, you know, mostly simple actions. In the, across the trilogy, there were just a couple of miscellaneous achievements that were just for simple actions that I hadn't done organically through my time playing them. So I figured we would go back and clean up some of them. Because I am scared. I am scared of what Stormy Ascent is going to do to me. So I figure we tackle pretty much everything else, and then make Stormy Ascent like our final hurdle. Our final hurdle to surpass, I suppose. Stormy Ascent being the bonus Crash level. Crash 1 had a bonus level added to it in the trilogy called Stormy Ascent. If you remember from one of the other times you popped in, it was the one that had me absolutely terrified that there were not going to be any checkpoint boxes, but mercifully there were. But yeah, it was one of those. It was one of those type of stages. And what we need to do is we need to be able to get a gold or better. The gold time is 4.5 minutes. Now, keep in mind, this also accounts for, couldn't find the sign there. It also accounts for the occasional time stop boxes that you can find along the way that, you know, freeze the timer for a certain amount of time. So that 4.5 minute timer does not account for all of the extra seconds that the timer gets paused for. Road Crash is the stage I need to go to. But yeah, I haven't even been able to get through the stage once through without dying, let alone doing it in under 4.5 minutes. So that's why I say I'm basically just kind of like delaying the inevitable. We just have a couple more things to clean up. And as far as Crash 2 we're already done with. Crash 3, we've just got one more time trial I'm looking for here. Here's the stage, okay. So the only 2 time trials in Crash 3 that we didn't have a gold relic or better are the secret stages that can't even be accessed from the hub itself. We have to access these stages through other stages. So like in this level here, there's a section where we're gonna see a bird kind of like fly past us. Right here, this bird. It flies up ahead and runs into this sign. We also need to run into that sign to access this secret level. Oh no, it's this level. I was afraid of this day as well. I had forgotten it completely, but now that I see it again, we have to do a time trial on this. I don't know what time we need to go for. All I know is that we need to go to one end of the stage. We're gonna have to go to one end of the stage and then come back. I think I remember some of the route because the exit is right here, but we can't reach it without hitting the nitro switch on the other side of the stage. Complete other side of the level. I think maybe what I need to do is just this. I need to like kind of weave through and grab 2 of the boxes. Still some banger music though. Can never be upset at this music. Honestly, just some of the best music in the game, and I feel like I say that every time I play these stages because it feels true every time. I think I'm not gonna go for those boxes. I'm just gonna leave those boxes alone. I'm gonna just grab the one box that's safe to grab. Ugh. But yeah, I'm terrified of Stormy Ascent, so that's why I've decided, no, I'm gonna grab everything else first. Because once Stormy Ascent is done, then we'll know that we're like all good to go. So I think now we've got to go this way and grab some boxes along the way, like this and this and this one and this one. Try not to hit anything. I don't know what time we need for gold, so I'm just kind of hoping here. It was not enough. I don't even know what time we're going for because I can't check the times because you can only do that from the hub. At least we can restart the time trial if we don't get a better relic than the one we already had. So we don't have to go through getting through the stage to get to this stage again. Perhaps this? And then here. Here? I'm trying to think of how to route this level. I'm really not sure. Because we need to go this way. Maybe I can grab some of these along the way, and that's better for me? I just don't know what the best routing for this would be. Oh, there's a shark. Off topic, but it's been a curiosity of mine. Notice you don't hit the nitro boxes during your trial runs. What do they do? Okay, so you know how TNT boxes explode if you... So TNT boxes, they will explode if you spin them, which does a health state worth of damage. But with TNT boxes, you can bounce off the top of them, and that will set them on a 3-second countdown until they explode on their own. Nitro crates, if you touch them in any way, will just immediately deal a health state's worth of damage. If you're equipped with an Aku Aku mask, then that's not a huge deal. Because you can just take the hit and you won't die from it. However, we don't get any masks in this stage, and I think that's for a very specific reason. I don't know what route to take in this stage. I'm at a complete loss. Do I go this way, maybe? Maybe I go over here and grab these? Yeah. Basically, nitro crates are a death sentence. It's kind of what they're made for. I'm trying to think. Basically, it's more or less like, say, a poison mushroom from Mario. If you so much as run into it, that spells bad times. Because that's just gonna immediately deal damage. That's more or less the kind of function that the nitro crates serve. Kinda wondering if I'm supposed to go around this way, maybe? Dang, that's so difficult to, like, weave in between the bombs. It would help if I knew what kind of routing I was meant to go for. But it's kind of sketchy. Everything in the stage is just moving a little bit here and there. It's either moving or it's a really tight gap. Yeah, this stage is just absolutely covered in bombs. And they're very strategically placed, too, to provide the maximum amount of difficulty. Where it's like, oh, you thought you were gonna get something good out of this? Well, you better be prepared to do some serious bobbing and weaving and some serious drifting and steering. Otherwise, you're gonna end up being the, you're gonna end up losing the battle. So this one I have to take kind of wide because I need to go in this way. And I'm thinking I need to go this direction, grab these. I'm trying to see where these bombs are lined up. There's a shark here, but we'll go around that. And then we gun it. Hopefully that's enough time. I have no idea what time we're going for. It still wasn't fast enough. It doesn't help that this stage is so open that I have no idea what the best routing is. But we're shaving time off at considerable chunks, so I don't know how far off the time we are. I am gonna consult real quick and see what the time is that we're trying to aim for gold here. Yeah, times other than the developers' times are approximated. There's no way to check in-game. So gold time is estimated, as best guess, as somewhere around 30 seconds. So I basically need to be going 2 seconds faster just to get a gold. Platinum time on this is about 20 seconds. That's wild to me. I can't even imagine. And like technically for what we're going for, Steam achievements wise, we don't even need to get the gold relic on this particular stage. But for the sake of, you know, being consistent across the board, feel like going for all golds across all the stages isn't too big of an ask. I want to at least try to do it. But yeah, that is a huge jump, going from 30 to 20. In a stage like this, there's got to be a very specific route that needs to be taken that I don't know. So I'm thinking that's got to be the key, is the route on this stage must be very specific. Because there's all sorts of time boxes, you know, littered around everywhere. But how many of them are just too far out of the way to be worth the time it takes to get them? That's the real question. Like, I didn't even get those. That's probably not a great idea. Because honestly, I don't know if going over here and getting these 3 boxes is more worth it than just going straight. And grabbing, you know, a couple of boxes, but not having to swerve out of my way quite as much. I just don't know. This is one of those stages that would be subject to a lot of route experimentation. And I don't know if those bombs are moving or not, but they're really sketchy to go around. I'm really wondering, like, is it better for me to just grab these? Because then I'm on a more direct route over here. So then I can grab these. Is it worth grabbing those 2 boxes over there, or should I just be going straight for these? Because there's a shark in the way, that could very easily just kind of nab me there. If I grab these, is that good enough? Lots of unknowns. Lots of unknowns that make this kind of tricky to figure out without crunching a lot of numbers and really just studying the level layout in general. Can I squeeze around this side? No. I have to go around the left side. Kind of hard to tell with the way the water moves and such. Speaking of the way the water moves, sometimes it can be kind of hard to steer just in general because steering is a little bit on the wider side. You don't just strictly turn left or right. You kind of kick your tail out whenever you're doing a turn. So there's a bit of a wide drift. I'm thinking down here, that has to be the way to get through there. That's the only access direction that makes sense for those two boxes. But I think that could be enough to make this run, at least for gold, more doable. That drifting, unfortunately, also extends to air control. So if you're turning in the air, you're actually kind of displacing yourself a bit too. Certainly makes it tricky for me at times. Sometimes, like right there, it can actually be helpful. I can just barely skirt around a bomb that normally would have been a problem. But speaking of problems, there's one. If I'm off cycle and that shark is in the way and I can't get the boxes, and I kind of want/need those boxes to be able to bring my time down enough for the gold. God, I can't even imagine what sort of route needs to be taken to get a platinum on this. I think I would have to consult other people's runs to see how they route things. So I imagine there's probably just a more optimal way of routing to hit certain boxes that are just to only be hitting boxes that are actually worth going for. Hopefully that missing that 2 box didn't cost the run. But we'll find out when we get to the exit. I need to go to the left of this set of bombs here. There's no other way around it. Don't. I missed those 2. That's gonna condemn the run, yeah. Yep. That shark made me panic. Because I saw it coming, I had to swerve around it. That swerve made me miss the ramp. So, kind of a lose-lose situation, unfortunately. But I think this route might be enough of a time save to be able to get the gold, which is what we're aiming for. Because basically the completion criteria I'm going with right now is getting all the Steam achievements. And we only have technically 1 left, and that's just getting a gold or better time on Stormy Ascent, which is going to be a journey, for sure. It is going to be a time trial in every sense of the word trial. But once we get a gold or better, that'll be the final Steam achievement, and I will consider that pretty good in terms of completion for the for the trilogy. But I just wanted to clean up that last gold there, so at least I could say that I have all the golds or better. So when we come back to this in the future, I don't know how long it'll be until we go for all platinums, but I do want to try it at some point. But when we come back to Crash 3, we'll be able to say, hey, we've just got platinums to go for. So that'll be nice. Alright, so that is Crash 3 all taken care of. So that only leaves one beast to slay. And that is Stormy Ascent. That's all that remains. So to steel myself and prepare for what we're about to experience, I am going to take a more extended break, just like maybe 5 minutes or so, something like that, because I can feel that my stomach needs to be fed. And I am going to need to be well fueled for what Stormy Ascent is about to put me through. So I am going to let Twitch get some ads out of the way, so that hopefully we won't have to worry about any more mid-roll ads during the Stormy Ascent, which I am going to likely consider more of a stormy descent into madness, but it'll be a fun time. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a bit of a break, stretch, hydrate, get some food, do all that sort of stuff. So when we come back, buckle up, because we're gonna be in for a ride with Stormy Ascent. I already tried some on the last stream, and ooh, we are gonna be in for a trip. So we will be back in a little while. So I'm gonna let Twitch run some ads just to get that out of the way, so it won't interrupt our Stormy Ascent time. And I will return after I have refueled. So, this is our ultimatum, basically. This is Crash 1, where I figured it all would come to an end, one way or another. Essentially, either we are going to beat this stage today and get a gold or better time trial relic, or if we don't get it by the end of the stream, it will remain a mythical beast to be slain when we return to this game later down the line to clean up, other platinum relic times as well. So, one way or another, we are finishing up the trilogy today. Whether we end it with all gold relics and all Steam achievements or not, will be decided by the rest of this stream, basically. More or less, it all comes down to this, so I suppose we might as well begin the process. Good luck, you're gonna need it. Alright. We're just gonna give this our best attempts. We're gonna put as many attempts as we can into success. I'm probably gonna go quiet a little bit here and there. Just because I'll have like moments where I need to focus. And I don't know when those moments are going to happen. So, forgive me if I do go a little quiet at times. But it's Stormy Ascent. I hope you understand. I'll try my best to not go quiet for extended periods of time. But I cannot make any guarantees for certain. I think a Stormy Ascent is a test of willpower as much as anything else. So yeah, this part is an interesting one. Just gotta watch when the stairs appear. Make our jumps really count here. Gotta watch when this comes back. Okay. We like it, we like it. We don't like that. That jump is a really nasty one. That is probably one of my least favorite jumps in the entire level. That specific one. Anything where I have to jump at platforms that are moving in opposition to each other, like that, those are pretty nasty. Those are pretty nasty jumps. Well, see if we can salvage this. Nope. That is not salvaging it. I don't know how strict our 4.5 minutes is going to end up being at whatever pace I've kind of end up taking through this stage. So I'm not sure if salvaging a run is even really feasible at any given point. Whoa, I guess I could have made that. I was not sure about that. Well, now I'm on a really bad cycle. I have to wait so long for that platform to get into position. We may as well just manually restart. Yeah, I think learning when to cut my losses is going to be important in making some of these attempts a little less painful overall. Because then at least I'll know, like, yeah, I should probably just pull the plug on this run and just try again. Just that type of thing. Doesn't really matter if I bounce off of this, because I can't make the platform cycle even if I bounce off the box. Okay, apparently you can miss that bird. Apparently the bird's hitbox is not that generous. I mean, my experience with these birds is that they had a pretty generous hitbox, but I suppose generosity does have its limits. But yeah, in preparation for this, I did watch somebody else run through this stage and get a platinum time on the time attack. And I think I have a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to being able to get 4.5 minutes but I'm not sure exactly how much wiggle room I'm going to end up tapping into and how much I actually have at my disposal. So that little bit of uncertainty is also kind of... I feel like nerve-wracking's a bit too strong of a word, but... it's definitely gonna have me, on the edge of my seat a little bit. Not being fully certain on whether I'm gonna make 4.5 minutes at the end or not. Because that's a pretty sizable amount of time between when I start a level attempt here and when I actually am gonna be able to know for certain whether this attempt was successful or not. So it's basically like we have to go through a basically 5+ minute run in real time to be able to even tell if we've got... oh, these cycles are awful. To be able to even tell if we've got a successful run or not. We just won't fully know until we're already there. I suppose, in a way, it is much like speedrunning other games, which is, I suppose, part of why I don't usually speedrun games. That kind of tension in those in such regular doses is not my preferred experience. There's a reason I don't usually speedrun games. You're fine. You are fine. As long as I'm still alive, that is what matters here. I will have to check that in a second. I am surviving by the skin of my teeth here. But I hear you. I'll get to you. I promise. I don't have any safety hits at this point. That's a little scary. I have to wait for this. Okay. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Let me actually look over here. Oh, man. Heavy modification. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome on in. Not too bad of a run, though. Honestly, not too bad of a run. That was pretty encouraging, honestly. I feel like we're pretty close to the end of the stage at that point. And we had, what, about 3 minutes on the timer at that point? Yeah, no point really doing that. There. So I think we might be in good shape if I just keep a generally decent pace about it. And don't get caught on too many bad cycles. If I can do stuff like that, also helps. Yeah, I'm not I'm not gonna mourn the loss of any run too specifically. I can't get too emotionally attached to any particular run. I just have to keep putting runs on the board until we get the gold time. That's basically all there is to it. Until we actually manage to get the time. That cycle is awful. I don't know how to avoid getting that particularly bad cycle, because that ends up leaving us waiting on a platform for like a good 10 seconds while we wait for RNG to be in our favor. Or, well, I guess not RNG, cycles. Yeah, having to wait for the cycles to be in our favor is not ideal when time is an important facet of the criteria. Oftentimes, when one is trying to complete something quickly, waiting for things to happen is not ideal. Yeah, right here. I wonder if maybe I should be jumping over any sooner. I don't know. I don't know if jumping over sooner would help there. You have to wait for this. I have to wait for such a weird cycle. Not ideal, but as long as I survive the experience, that's like halfway to success. If I can just get a complete run through the whole stage without dying, that'll be like half of the struggle done. At that point, it'll just be a matter of can I do it quickly enough? That'll be the question at that point. There we go. Jump here, jump here. Okay. Alright. I need to get up here, I need to ride. Actually, I need to be on that. Well, we're thinking it a little bit. Wait here, because we need those stairs to be in good time. Okay. Gotta wait here. Here for safety. No! I knew that was coming again. I didn't think about it hard enough. I overthink some things, but don't think hard enough about others. Unfortunate. But it won't get me a third time. I can say that. It won't get me a third time. So I'll get to that part and I'll be like, okay, what's the actual timing for this? Now that would be really nice to actually make that cycle, but can't always get what you want. That's fine. I'll just be less sloppy later. Make up for my early sloppy play. And we'll see what happens. We will just see what happens. That's all I really can do, is just give it our best shot and see how it turns out. Okay. I can get over here a little faster, but I don't know if that really helps me all that much. Here, here, awful cycle. Gotta wait for like 7 seconds, and I still didn't even make it. Because sometimes that jump is just finicky enough. Okay. New least favorite jump. Because I figured out how to do the jump where the platforms are like opposing each other. I figured out how to get around that one. New least favorite jump is that one that I always end up on the bad cycle for. I'm not entirely sure how to make that go any faster, but I know for a fact that I can make it safely if I just wait extra time. It's not ideal to wait extra time in a time trial, but depending on how much leeway we have to get a gold time, I might be willing to make that sacrifice. Because I will be plenty happy just to get even a gold time on this stage. Because that in itself will mean that I've been able to successfully complete the stage without dying in a single sitting. And yeah, that's that cycle again. I just can't quite make it work. That's a really tricky one, and I don't remember how they addressed it in the video I watched, because I only watched it the one time. Like right before the stream, basically. So it's not like I've studied it or anything. I just watched it through the one time to be like, okay, this is generally how the stage should flow. And I have been able to employ some of what I saw in the video and apply it to my own run here. Things like that bounce. I was not doing that before I saw the video. But they do it in the video, so I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll give that a try. And now I can pull it off semi-consistently. I think that might honestly be my biggest killer when it comes to this stage, is with Crash Bandicoot's platforming in general, specifically with Crash Bandicoot 1, my platforming is semi-consistent. Like, I can do okay at some of the platforming, but other times it is just not really happening. So, depending on the difficulty of the level or even section in question, my level of consistency can be subject to some variability. That was unfortunate. I need to be more patient with these stairs so that I have some safety hits I can take later. Or not. We can just completely forego safety hits entirely. Who needs safety hits anyway? Stormy Ascent's not about playing it safe. Stormy Ascent is just one big nightmare. Or at least it sure feels that way sometimes. The way the stage plays out, I believe it. I was scared of this stage before the time trial even happened. So I was like, ew. I hope they have checkpoint boxes in this stage. It'd be really evil if they didn't. And I was like, oh, thank goodness they at least have checkpoint boxes. But then comes the time trial, where of course they don't have checkpoints, period. Because, you know, time trial. You're not getting me again with that. I had to jump early. That's what I need to do here. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy, howdy. Oh, no. So close. That is the home stretch right there, so we can definitely make it in 4.5 minutes. I mean, I think we can definitely make it there in gold time. So I think as long as we can make it to the end of the stage, we should have a gold time. I'll worry about getting a platinum time some other future date. Because I am not prepared to tackle that level of precision on this particular stream. I'm working hard enough just to get a single run through the pipe work. But once I do, I think we'll be okay. I have to wait a little bit here because of cycles being the rudest. Even still! That honestly, that is the one part of the stage I just don't know how to handle with any level of consistency. Short of just straight up waiting for an ideal cycle, which can take a while depending on where it's at when I get there. I think that one particular section is the biggest run killer for me in this entire level, in terms of what has consistently messed me up the most times. Everything else is kind of like oh, if I mess it up, it's totally my fault, like, oops, I just missed my jump, or wasn't paying close enough attention to where I was positioned, or things like that. It's something like that where I have to be paying such close attention to where the cycle happens to be at when I get there. That's pretty rough. See, I can't do anything there. Going there would be risky. Going here would also be risky. This is marginally less risky because I can line this up a little bit more comfortably. I have more time to line it up. And grab those guys. And we can deal with that. Alright, let's try to keep some of our masks here. There we go. I gotta wait because I don't trust timing on that. jump here, jump here. I'm gonna wait because I don't want to take a humongous risk here. Gotta wait because I don't trust the stairs. I feel like I'm just describing what it's like to live with paranoia or something. It's like, okay, I gotta wait because I don't trust the stairs. Literally trust nothing. Okay, I just have to jump earlier. That's the thing there. Okay. Bounce off you. Bounce off that. Okay. Okay, safety hit really coming at clutch there. I'm gonna wait. No! That is gonna be a real tricky part. I remember that being a real problem the first time I played through the stage too. I think the trick here with that bird part, and I think with a lot of time trial levels, is that a lot of times they're built to be able to be gone through just continuously, not having to wait for very many things. So there's something to be said for just going straight for certain jumps without trying to wait for specific cycles to line up. Now, the thing is, I don't play consistently enough to know whether I can get away with just going through kind of all in one go. Spots like here, I'm playing really safe because I'm just not sure how the cycles are going to turn out. And whether I'm going to be able to execute on an earlier cycle. I suppose part of it would be a confidence thing. What? Can I just do that? That's a huge time save. What? Can I really just do that? Are you... What? Well, I jumped too early, but what? I was not expecting to, you know, survive falling off screen, but I guess it's possible? Interesting. This warrants further testing, I think. Now, I don't know if it's because I landed on the spike, or if it's just that part of the level is close enough that it doesn't have a death plane. I suppose we'll find out. Because if I can drop down there and keep the mask and not take the damage like I did, that would be ideal. So then I'd have that extra health point for later if I need it. Anytime I can keep an extra hit point handy, that's it's never a bad thing. Just have a little bit of safety health. Especially in a game like Crash Bandicoot where one hit means death. So we'll have to see when we get back to that part how that kind of plays out. I think I've resigned to my fate of just waiting here for a little bit. Because since we were doing okay on time by the end of the stage, it seemed like, I would rather not put the entire run into jeopardy just for a little bit of extra time that may or may not even really be making a difference. Like a noteworthy difference. I didn't test out the thing. Oh well, it's fine. We don't need to test the thing, I guess. It's fine. This one we could just, okay, I have to be more patient with that jump. I keep getting impatient with that jump because I'm like, okay, platform. Platform's gonna come out, I gotta go, I gotta go. Also, I can feel my eyes starting to dehydrate from hyper focus. It's like, no, I gotta get up there. I need to be able to use both of my eyes to be able to see how far behind I am on my time. How else will I know? I'm just gonna restart this run. I messed up too early. Excuse me. Gotta wait here. Can't do anything with that yet. But yeah, let's see if I can actually test out that one section now, since we're gonna be going back that way anyway. Let's see what I can do about. Because I have to remember, I have to like try to remember where that spot is too, because I'm used to going through it the normal way. So I have to try to recognize it as a different route than what I'm used to. Right here. This is the spot right here. See, I fell this time. That counts as a death plane. So I think it was because I took the hit that one time. I think for the sake of the run, was it the next one? I guess I'll have to look again. It's kind of hard to tell. All the scientists throwing stuff at me kind of look the same. And after a while, this level starts to kind of blend together because of how long of a stage it is. At least getting the time boxes in this stage isn't too difficult. They're all just kind of on the way. Nothing really special you gotta do to get them. See, that cycle probably is the one I'm supposed to go for, just the immediately go get it cycle. Otherwise, it's the sit and wait cycle that I'm going for. Woo, that's a spicy meatball. So this is the area over there, over to the right. Okay, it's over to the right. right as the second platform revealed. Interesting, interesting. I kind of wonder if it's just like the position that I'm in. It's close and there's like next part of the level is too close for them to really safely put a death plane there that wouldn't also affect the play area down below it, so they probably just figured, hey, it's probably better for us to not put one here than to have a very janky feeling kill plane just kind of hovering in the middle of the air there. Yeah, I think I went down. I think I went down one gap too early. I think I needed to wait until the next set of platforms. So that was my bad. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to go for this cycle, grab this, then jump for that one. That's what I need to do. So if I see that opportunity, I need to take it. Okay, so I recognize the opportunity there. If it shows itself, I can make use of it. But if I don't see it there, then I'm gonna be doing the waiting cycle, which is fine. I'm fine with a waiting cycle. We have enough time to get a gold even if we do the waiting cycle. I think my main thing is just making sure I don't try to take any of the jumps too early. The reason why I fell down that time was because I saw the opportunity and I jumped a bit too early. So the rotating platform wasn't quite far enough down yet for me to actually get onto it. So I need to make use of this, and then I need to wait until it's starting to come back. That's what I need. That's what I need to do. I need to wait until it starts coming back, then I jump off. I'm getting a feel for the timing. I'm getting a feel for that timing. The rest of the stage is starting to become autopilot at this point, which I think is probably a blessing in certain ways. Like this beginning part, I don't really have to think about it too much anymore. Now I'm able to start kind of like thinking ahead a little bit. Which is definitely nice, that I don't have to actively think about the entire stage. There's certain parts of it that just are happening while I prepare myself for what's to come. Alright, so wait for it to start coming back, then jump. There we go. That's the cycle I'm supposed to be making. There we go. Much better. So as far as that section's concerned, that works. It's not here. Down here, I think. Yeah, right there. Right there, that's the spot. That's the spot, right there. I totally did that on accident again. That's completely serendipitous. Spoke too soon, didn't I? But now I know exactly where it is. I know which platform it's under. So if I wanted to go for that on purpose, it would be easier for me to do that now. I probably won't because I think we have enough spare time for a gold, and I'm not going for a platinum. I could possibly avoid the spikes, maybe, but I'm kind of worried that I just went on a weird autopilot there. I'm kind of worried that that there is a kill plane there, and it's just kind of being ignored because I'm taking damage close enough to the next play area that the game kind of fudges my actual location and is like, oh yeah, you hit this spike, you're probably down here. I don't know that for sure. That's totally just pure speculation on my part, but I'm concerned that that's how it works, and I'd rather not run the risk necessarily. Okay, I'm running slow cycle on this. Yeah, slow cycle for sure. But at least I know where fast cycle is. That should help. And I can make that one pretty quick. Here, I just wait. Could I avoid the spikes is the question. Maybe. I have to kind of weave to the right as I'm falling underneath the spikes. So I have to fall kind of like diagonal right underneath the spikes that are on the right side. So that's what I need to be doing. Oh, there's that. Okay. Birds, birds, birds. I'm not taking that. I'm going here. Okay, so I think we can definitively say that we proved that we don't have to take the damage to do that skip where we like fall underneath. But it is a distinct possibility that we could take damage from it, depending on our positioning as we fall. I do think we could make it without the damage. Man, his cycle is off there. He's not throwing it at the same time he was the previous times that I was trying to get through there. Yeah, man, mixing up some spicy purple. Kind of dancing around at this point here. I'm also not a huge fan of this happening. If I'm off on my cycles down below just a little bit, so that lift only starts going up. That lift only starts going up once I land on it. So, depending on when I land on that lift to go up, will change whether I'm gonna catch the cycle of the platform that's going in and out above me in that section or not. So like if I do that, just hesitate for a slight second before jumping on, that can mean the difference between making a cycle or having to wait for a cycle. It's time trials. Even half a second of difference can change a lot in how the run goes. And that's one of the things that makes running a longer level like this kind of scary. Is like if I'm a little off in my execution on one particular part, that could make an entire section of the run different. Like, I'm not gonna make that cycle now. So now I have to wait for the long cycle. Crazy how much of a difference it makes. Even Crash is like exasperated by waiting. But it happens. Also, yeah, it is probably chemicals. Yeah, I don't know if we can make it through there without taking damage. If we can, it's difficult to do. Because I haven't managed to do it properly yet. Oh, the platform takes so long to come back out. It's awful. That's the kind of thing I'd like to have a safety hit for. Because if I have a safety hit and I land on those spikes, I can still potentially jump back up and actually land on the platform. Potentially. It at least gives me a chance to do so. Whereas if I don't have that extra hit, then the spikes are just, you know, straight up death. There's nothing I can really do about that. So let's see here. I need to land on you and then jump here. Jump here, here, here. We can make this, which means we're making the fast cycle here. We just have to wait for proper timing. Okay, I need to take that second part a little slower. Just a little slower would be ideal. For me. I'm not gonna make any claims as to whether it's faster or slower, or whether it's better or not. It's what's gonna get me through the level with a gold time. And as previously established, that is good enough for me. At this point, I would even be satisfied with, like, if I can walk away from this level, like any sort of, any degree of success with this stage, I think I'd be okay with. I can say that I completed a full run of the stage, even if I didn't get a time trial relic from it, somehow. That would still be, like, I made it through the stage without dying. Which in itself would be a decent success in my book. If we get a sapphire relic, then that means that we did it fast enough to be considered pretty decent. And, you know, anything above that is a bonus. Obviously, if we get gold, that also gets us the matching achievement for this stage. Yeah, I think I just gotta drop down there. Gotta hang on to this other hit, though. Alright, here I need to really take my time. There we go. Okay. Here we bounce off some birds. That's all fine and dandy. I'm not risking you, buddy. Right. Head up here. Grab these. Start making our jumps to get up here. I don't trust these stairs. I wanted a little bit more time. I don't trust that. I want a little bit more time to operate, so I'm not working off of like frame perfect jumps, because I do not trust that I will be able to make frame perfect jumps. Okay. Ooh, that's a problem. Ooh, that's a problem. Ooh, that's a problem. I jumped for the bird too early. I didn't pay attention to the timing, so I killed my only platform over. Which, as you can imagine, does not work out well, and that's literally the only way for me to get across. Okay, thankfully we still made that cycle. Like, so far, I've been able to put all the pieces together once or twice up to, like, basically the very end of the stage. I just need to be able to do it consistently. That's the problem. Like, most of the stage isn't too bad, and I've got it pretty well figured out for myself, at least, with what I'm satisfied with doing. Like, I'm fine just waiting here for a little bit, because I know we'll still have enough time to get where we need to go by the end of the stage. There's just a couple of trouble spots that make this a difficult experience. Nope, that being one of them. If I just don't pay attention to the stairs, that would definitely do it. Okay, bounce off the birds again. I don't have my safety hit, so I'm gonna need to, I'm gonna need to play this careful, just a little bit. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, we made that. Okay, okay. Wait for the stairs. Ooh, that was a little sketchy. Not a huge fan of that. Okay. There. Oh, I hesitated slightly. It's all it takes is a moment of hesitation and misalignment. But I've regained my my knowledge of when I need to make that jump to the bird. So I think I should be able to make that more consistently now. Consistency is good, especially close to the end of the level. So I just need to make it past that point. And then make it to the end of the stage. Because it's like, once I've got a full run together, I think we're going at a decent enough pace that if I can just get to the end of the level, we'll have a gold. I just need to actually make it to the end of the level. That is like the one... That's like the one piece of things that still hasn't fully come together. I jumped a little too early. I haven't done the fast cycle in a while. I forgot I needed to wait a tiny bit. Tiny bit longer. But that's alright. That's alright. If we can just complete a run, then we're fine. It's just a matter of getting all the pieces to come together in a single run. I will say this though. After how terrified I was of this level, you know, leading up to actually playing Crash 1, and then actually playing this level in particular, when we finally got to it, I'm definitely feeling less of the fear now than I did when I first played through the stage. Now that we've got this practically down to a science, the stage is generally less intimidating. I'm not gonna say completely non-threatening because ooh. I'm not gonna say completely non-threatening because it's still got its moments. I don't trust that platform cycle. I'm gonna take this one. It's still got its moments where I have a little bit of trouble, as has been shown several times, even just in this one stream. But overall, like trying to compare this to my first time playing through the stage, like this sure does look like a speed run in comparison to that, for sure. There's no way my first time playing through this stage looked anything close to this level of speed and just forward motion and momentum. The first time through this stage was a lot of hesitation, and that's a great place to have a protection hit, right there, for that exact moment. Oh boy! I picked the wrong time to go for it. I remembered bird needs to be midway, but I forgot which direction it needed to be going. But yeah, trying to put my one completed run of this level compared to what hopefully will be my one completed run in time trial mode. Putting the two side by side it's like it would be like many, many minutes apart, because my first time through the stage was a lot of waiting and studying the patterns of the movements so that I could find my opportune moment to progress. But time trial really really trains that out of me. Alright, we're doing slow cycle this time. I'm fine with that. Whatever gets me to the end, right? Yeah, I have to wait for the... I have to... okay, if I miss the first jump, then I've messed myself up for the second jump, so I should probably not be taking that first jump so that I can guarantee the second jump. Because that's... I'm definitely messing myself up there. It's like by messing up the first jump, I automatically make it so I mess up the second jump in exactly the same way. So I gotta be more mindful of that. I'd have to look again and see what the platinum time is before I decide to concur or disagree with that statement. But for sure we will have the gold time. If I can just get to the end of the level, we'll have a gold time for sure. I don't think that's really a question in my mind at this point. Whether we'll get platinum or not, that kind of depends on how the run goes up to that point. And what risks and strategies I use along the way. Okay, so here I just need to drop down and then over. Okay. I see the spot where I need to sneak through. I just need to practice my execution. Alright, we wait. And then we go. Okay. Go bird, bird, bird. Take this. I can just go for it here. Because that's the same cycle I'd be making if I waited anyway. So we can do that. Okay. Getting up here, gotta wait for the stairs. Alright. This guy is on a weird cycle, I guess. But if I can avoid taking that hit, that's pretty ideal. We just bounce off of you. Okay. I need to wait for you to be coming back so that I can line up with the platform. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna rush this. Okay. How do I deal with this? I think I do this. There we go. Grab those times. There. We have a gold. We're done. The beast has been slain. For now. Someday in the future, maybe I'll come back to this and get a platinum. Yeah, I think the 13 seconds would rely on me taking a lot more, I'd have to take a lot more tight lines. I'd have to get fast cycles on everything. But the video I watched got a sub 3-minute time. So it is good source material for inspiration, for sure. And it definitely gave me more than enough information to succeed in this endeavor. And with that, we officially have every single Steam achievement in the Crash Bandicoot N Sane Trilogy. And considering that this game has been with me pretty much my whole life, I'd say that it was 100% worth it. Stormy Ascent, as much as it pained me the last time, as much as it was so trying, it's such an emotional roller coaster. I feel like we really made a lot of friends along the way, and I feel like this game has changed my life. Crash Bandicoot's a masterpiece. You can't tell me otherwise. But yeah, okay. Oh man, this has been a roller coaster for sure. Crash 1 in particular I was not exactly sure what to expect. Surprisingly, we didn't have too much trouble with the normal game. It was only when we started really digging into the time trials that this game started to really show its true power. But for now, I say that's a pretty good completion point to leave it off with. Now, Jay, since you're here, I do have a question for you. I posited a question earlier in the stream, but I want to get your opinion since I know you're here. I also have Crash 4, It's About Time. I haven't played it. I know basically nothing about it. I do plan to stream it. My only question is, do we ride on the passion and the fury of our Stormy Ascent completion here, of getting our gold time trial relic, and go straight into Crash 4 on the next stream? Or do we shake it up with something else in between, just so we're not oversaturating on Crash Bandicoot? If it makes any difference, I could tell you what I do have planned for an alternate game, if that would, help you make up your mind in that regard. But I am curious on your opinion on that. In the meantime, while you're thinking about that, I'm gonna save first of all, because I would rather not lose that. How long would the break be? At least one stream? I don't know exactly how long. That would also be partially dependent on how soon we collectively want to get into it. Because, no question, I'm gonna stream it. Of course, Crash Bandicoot 4, I have to play it. I saw it in my backlog, and that's why I'm like, yeah, I probably should play the trilogy first and, get back into the Crash Bandicoot vibe and get into the flow again before I play Crash 4. Plus, always a good time to take a nostalgia trip and all that sort of stuff. And Crash 1 was completely new for me. Well, pretty much. I only knew a scant amount of information, particularly Stormy Ascent. But yeah, it could be one stream, it could be more. It depends on what we want to do in between. Because I have something planned that could just be like a one stream thing. I could find other things to have more space in between if we feel like we want to like have a bit of a cushion between our Crash Bandicoot streaming times, that sort of thing. Because I know it can be pretty easy to get burnt out on a series. That's part of why I'm satisfied with leaving this off with gold time trial relics instead of grinding for platinums, especially in Crash 1. Because, oh boy, yeah, some of these, particularly Stormy Ascent and the Lab, would be horrendous for platinums. But I figure we save that for another time when we're feeling a little more spicy. Let's see, I believe the break would be nice when coming back to it. Fun to watch your progress, so the break will really build up that anticipation. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I wasn't entirely sure on it. I felt like I could go either way. But that was my advocating vote for taking a break, is that I could kind of come back to Crash 4 and just have it be a bit more of a fresh experience and not have it be like, okay, I've built up 3 games worth of Crash Bandicoot variety and like mechanical execution and that sort of thing. With any new game, it's totally up to the developers whether they want to shake up things that have previously existed and twist them around in new ways, or if they want to completely scrap old things in favor of new things, or if they just want to preserve the old entirely and just you know, change up the way that things are presented. So I think in terms of having Crash 4 be a more fresh experience, I figured having a break would be a decent option. But since I wasn't completely decided, I wanted to get at least some sort of external opinion, because I don't like to make too many unilateral decisions. Because I know it's like, technically it's like quote unquote my stream, because, you know, it's me putting the streaming software all together, like getting it set up and actually streaming the stuff and all that. But it's a community. We're here as a community. It's all of us together. So I always value and appreciate your guys' feedback. 100%. And of course, like anything, I may not always agree with everything that's given us feedback 100% of the time, but I still value it nonetheless, because we together make up the Haven. We are here together, so I want to make sure that whatever we're doing is something that's, you know, as mutually agreed upon as can be feasibly achieved with you know, humanity and having differing opinions, as is, you know, just the way that people are. So, long story short, I appreciate your input, and I definitely was feeling split on whether to go on a break or not. But I think a break would be good. I think since you're kind of advocating for that direction, I definitely can see the value in it for my side of things too. So I think we will take a break with at least one stream of a buffer in between, because I know I have something planned in mind for what I wanted to do as a non-Crash game on the next stream following when we finished up the trilogy. So I'll work on getting that figured out, because there is just one little piece of technical difficulty I need to iron out, hopefully, by the time that's done. If I can't figure it out, it's not a game breaker or anything, but hopefully I can get it figured out. It'll give me something to work on in the coming week, at least. Oh no, Eclipse. Oh man, I'm gonna take a look at this here. Look at this real quick. Emotional roller coaster, yeah. That is a wonderful clip. Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. I'm gonna have to put that up and post that later if you're okay with that. I wanna make sure that I've asked permission because I know it's me in the clip and all that, but of course I would always make sure that any clips that y'all share with me, I want to give you proper credit for them because clips are always so much fun because it really lets me know like what you guys enjoy the most in what I'm doing here. And it's not often I really like feel the inspiration and the opportunity to kind of like ham it up for a bit. But that was really an alley-oop effort there, so wow. Oh man, that was an alley-oop. That was not just me. You played that sound. You set up a perfect moment there. That was a team effort, 100%. So, oh man. Now, here's the thing. Since we haven't reached the end of my usual stream time, I do actually have one other thing I was kind of curious about in discussing some things with somebody on the last stream when I was going through doing time trials and such. And also collecting the clear gems, because we did a bunch of collectathon stuff in the first game last time. I'm gonna disable the autosave for this. We're gonna go back to Crash 3 for a little bit. Since we have a little bit of extra time, I'm gonna make sure to actually switch my category here to make sure that I'm actually on Crash 3. Because, yeah, that's probably important. Make sure... But I had a question that kind of came up to me in some discussion on the last stream. The extra level in Crash 3, future tense.
No, it cannot be.
It's a stage where it signposts a lot about what abilities the player should be using to get through certain areas. You know, like the extended tornado spin, or your double jumps, or like super body slams, different things like that. So it came to mind for me. That I wonder if it's possible, since the level is totally accessible from the beginning with no abilities. Let me just finish typing this here. I'm curious. Well, that's just too bad for you, Uka Uka. You're gonna have to go find another planet and leave us alone on this one. But since we can go up here and we can access future tense directly from the beginning of the game, no abilities at all required to access this, I'm curious if we can beat it without any abilities. Can we beat this if we don't have double jump, extended spin, running shoes, all the power-ups? I'm really curious if it's possible. So I figure, since we have some extra time, I would give this a try. Hello, swashbuckling adventure. Yes, this is the bonus content that was added for the trilogy version, as far as I'm aware. This level, when I first came across this, I played through this after I had beaten everything up to this point, and wow, it was a stark contrast to the rest of the levels. Because having played Crash 3 to, you know, full completion when I was younger, I still remembered a hefty majority of the levels. But future tense, not only being completely unfamiliar to me, but also being as much of a test of skill as it is, you know, like really demands a lot of the player. It really caught me off guard, and it was like really interesting. Like I totally wasn't expecting it, but it was such an unexpected, pleasant surprise to have it be like, oh wow, the game is like really testing me now. So I have to actually pay attention to what I'm doing here a little more carefully. And that was kind of interesting because most of the game I hadn't really felt like that level of intensity. So it was kind of interesting to have this level just come out of nowhere and be like, yeah, you know what? We are gonna actually test and make sure that you know how to play Crash 3. Like, do you understand how all these mechanics work? Can you find success in one of the more challenging levels that Crash 3 has to offer? And we're gonna find out. I would take that as a checkpoint, but at the same time, I don't want to lose my mask that I have in case I need it later. But yeah, Crash Bandicoot, his shoes are durable. Whatever kicks he's got, they are strong. They are made of the real deal. But yeah, since this level seems to heavily imply usage of power-ups through its challenging level design, and with the warning at the beginning being with great power, like with great powers. I can never remember like the full loading tip because my brain just wants to auto complete it with the, you know, classic Spider-Man great power, great responsibility thing. But yeah, this stage really kind of came out of nowhere for me, and I was mighty impressed with how much it demanded out of me compared to the rest of the game. I think honestly the most challenging part of doing this right from the beginning of the game is just having a limited pool of lives to work with. Because I'm so used to just having a nice, healthy pool of extra lives to work with, but starting off from the beginning, you don't really have that much to work with. But there you go. It is possible to beat it without abilities. It is just markedly more difficult. Nowhere near stormy ascent levels of difficulty, in my opinion, but definitely definitely a toughie. Now, if I had more time and more lives and wasn't already very much worn out from dealing with Stormy Ascent Time Trial, just getting a gold. The other thing I would consider, and maybe we could come back to this in the future when we come back for Platinum Times as well, we could try going through that stage, no abilities, and seeing if we can actually get to the death route and completing that without abilities, because that section of the stage is even more like significantly difficult than even just the stage that we played. So that could also be something to check out another time. But with that, I think we've pretty much wrapped up everything with the Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy. Got all the Steam achievements, so I'm calling that a pretty good place for us to call it for now. On the next stream, I will be back with something different, kind of akin to what we just did, where it's a little bit more challenge run-ish, but like for like a whole game, rather than just a single level. But we will, in the near future, be coming back around and playing Crash 4. And don't worry, when we do, I will make the obvious joke. Don't you worry, I will make the obvious joke when we do that. So, look forward to that. I won't spoil what the joke is just yet, because obviously I want to save it for when we actually start the game. But we'll get to that point. But that will be it for me for today, since I don't know that I really have much else that I can really squeeze into the last little bit of time that we've got going on. Plus, I need to stand up and get out of this room in here. It is warm. It is warm in this room. I need to like cool off in a different room for a while. But definitely a super fun time going through, revisiting these stages in a nice sort of glow up kind of way. And it had been a long time since I had played a Crash Bandicoot game. I am very, very, very pleased to have gotten to play this again, and to re-experience Crash 2 and 3, and to newly experience Crash 1. Because I actually started with Crash 2 when I had this game as a kid, so Crash 2 and then 3 and then onward with a couple of other Crash Bandicoot games, but never had played 1 until now. So overall, very, very enjoyable. Not often I play would this be considered a hardcore platformer? I feel like Crash 1 gets the closest to that just because of its very limited moveset and demanding some more precise jumps. Not sure if it counts as a hardcore platformer, but it's definitely not the most casually accessible Crash 1. I feel like the game's definitely got more casually accessible the longer the series existed, at least as far as the first 3 games are concerned. Because Crash 3 just gives you so many movement options. Being able to double jump and extend your hang time with the super spin. Being able to just like ignore physics like that in such an extensive way. Crash 3 really gives a lot of options for movement. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun revisiting these. I look forward to seeing what Crash 4 has in store for us when we do get to playing that game later on. But for the next stream, we will be playing another PS1 game, but a little different from Crash. Not a little different, but it is PS1, and yeah, it'll be sort of like a challenge run of a type. Not anything super complex, just something to make it more than just another casual playthrough of the game, which I've done many a time on my own anyway. And I think I've even done it. Have I done it twice on streams? I think I've done it twice on streams. But yeah, I think the challenge run just to make it a little bit different. Just to spice it up a tiny bit. Nothing too crazy. But I will leave that for next time. I do need to go stretch my legs and cool off and the like. So I will be leaving this here for today. So thank you all for being here and joining in our final little time with the Sane Trilogy for the foreseeable future. Eventually, we may come back and try to get platinum time relics on everything. Possibly. We'll have to see how ambitious I'm feeling in the future. That could be a fun little bonus thing to come back to if we ever are not sure what to stream on a particular day. But it has been one heck of a journey, and I am glad to have been able to share it with all of you, because Crash is a formative part of my childhood, and I feel kind of bad that I hadn't played any of the Crash games for a long time. But hopefully playing 3 of them all in one package, all in one go, and just consecutive streams will hopefully we'll have atoned for that. But yeah, that will be it for me. So thank you all for being here and hanging out. Next time we'll be on to a different PS1 game. So until the next stream, take care everyone.